Hey folks, it's Vic Noble here with your weekly trade example for the week ending May the 17th of 2013. And the idea in this video is to show you that there are some really good opportunities for trading counter trend. And this isn't for everybody. Trend trading and momentum trading is very good, and the way that I would recommend people to learn to trade that way. But there are a lot of other trades, and they're worth a lot of pips. Don't think that because you're trading counter trend that you can't get some good reward to risks. You can get excellent reward to risks on these. Tongue twister. So I'm just showing you what a trade that's set up. I'll just give an example. These happen every day on somewhere. I mean, they're very plentiful, and they can be done with really small risk and nice reward. It was on this day here on the 14th of May, and what happened here is that when price came down off of this high up here and had this big drop down into here, keep it on these big swings all the time, because when they match up with other things, they're worth watching to see if there's a reaction, like from the low back here on April the 4th all the way up to the high on May the 1st. We had this big retracement level of 62% right here. And actually, if you look across, see how that used to be resistance up here. It may or may not mean anything. We'll see. And it hit it here, and then hit it again here, and bounced up. This actually had a pretty good bounce. I mean, if I zoom this in a bit, you can see from here it bounced up here pretty good. Might not look like it on a 4-hour chart, but it was very significant. And just go right down to a 15-minute chart. I'll show you what happened in here. This was the trade. Price had this big drop down. This is coming right into what we call the New York rush hour, the beginning of the New York session. And always watch market opens and closes. That's when things really, you can get some very good trading opportunities, and they can kind of set the tone for the day. If London starts to trend down, that's when you want to get into your momentum trades. Or if it's going back up, then of course you want to be looking into buying that momentum. And in any event, let me just zoom this out and I'll just show you. We had touched this point several times here, and what it did here is came down to this level. And what we do is we examine these swings. It goes from a high to a low, up to a high, down to a low, and so on, like this. And what we saw here is that the last big swing from here up to here came down to this level perfectly using Fibonacci external retracements. Rather than just buy it right here, we don't do that. And this is completely contained in a recurring Forex patterns course. This is exactly what we show as our pattern number 4 in this case here. And this is a really good opportunity here, because we use what's called a noble entry in here. And what it does, it gets us into this trade. And in this case here, actually with 10 pips. 10 pips is all you needed on this. And don't think that because you're only getting in with 10 pips that you can't get much profit out of this trade. This trade here actually had a 3-to-1 reward to risk in it from here up to here. That's pretty impressive, for a little move like that. What was even more impressive is that when it got up to here, it set up what's called pattern number 6, the VIC trade. It's a momentum trade using just the hourly chart. I'll just show you where it was here. It was, right in here, where we're starting to head down, and we had the qualifying conditions for I'll just zoom that in a little bit here and bring it back. But we had the qualifying conditions to be selling up in this. Look at this level right here. I mean, this resistance, old resistance, then it became support, and it got broken again. Now it becomes resistance again, and that was a very well set up trade, and a nice move down. So I mean, you had another. This is how you can get a lot of pips in your account and turn it over a lot once you learn how to do it, obviously. But by being able to take these trades on up to the place where you want to be selling, because I mean, these things don't go down forever. They go down and they pop back up a little bit, and then they go down and then they pop back up. And these, if they're set up properly, and you do have to learn how to do them properly. And like I said at the beginning, this isn't for everybody, but man, if you're really good at trading, for example, you're really good at trading momentum, and you want to add another dimension to your trading and pick up even more pips, it's very good. Around the Asian session, Singapore, London, of course, and in New York, You can get them pretty much any time. And this one led again to another really nice, super good reward to risk on the way down on this one. And we can measure these swings. You know, if it goes down and up and down, we can measure these swings to find out really good levels for taking profits on the way down as well. You know, don't ever get hung up on catching the high and the low of these things when you're taking your profits, because the main thing is to get a good reward for the risk that you're putting into the trade. And you can, when you can turn your account over a lot, you can grow your account really quickly. Maybe I might even think about doing a video on exits next week. I don't think we've done that yet, but anyway, just a little more stuff, arsenal to add to your cash there. And then I'll just think I'll leave it at that. So hope you guys have a good weekend, and I'll see you next week with another weekly trade example. Thanks so much.